Hello, welcome to this video on finding the equation of a line. So we're going to just recall that y equals mx plus c, where m is the slope and c is the y-intercept. So they start off nice and easy. Find the equation of a line with slope 3 and y-intercept 5. So in this circumstance, we have y equals mx plus c. We're told the slope is 3. So m is 3 and the y-intercept is 5, so c is 5, and so we just write this as y equals 3x plus 5. Okay, so it starts off nice and easy like that when we're given everything. In the second example, we're given a slope of 2 and it's going through this point. So the line passes through that point, but we're not told the y-intercept. So we're going to start off with what we're given, and that is y equals 2x plus c. We don't know c yet, but we're going to find it. We're told it passes through this point. X is 3, y is 7. So that means when the y value is 7, the x value is 3. And so I'm going to plug these in to this equation. So the y value is 7, so I'm substituting 7 for y. And the x value is 3, so we've got 2x, but it'd be 2 times 3, and then we have plus c. So I've got 7 equals 6 plus c. Now we want to find the value of c. We're performing some algebra there, so we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. So I'll put take 6 and take 6. That'll cancel, and we're left with c is 1. So the equation of this line is y equals 2x plus 1. All right, we were given m, and then we input that number. X is 3, y is 7, in order to find c. Example B is pretty similar. This time we have a slope of minus 1. So we're going to start off like this. Y equals minus 1x plus c. And we know we don't need to write the minus 1 there, but I'm just doing it just for this example. And our very next step is to input the coordinates. So we've got x is 4 and y is 1. So I'm going to put 1 where the y is. And then we have for x minus 1 times 4 is the x value, and plus c. So let's evaluate this a bit. 1 is minus 4 plus c. And the way we would get rid of minus 4 doing algebra is add 5 to both sides. So plus 5 here, plus 5 to this side. So on this side we're going to have 6. And over on this side, sorry, we're not adding 6, we're adding 4. The way we get rid of minus 4 is we add 4. So we've got plus 4 here, plus 4 here. Now 4 plus 1 is 5. And this will cancel, so we've got c is 5. So then this equation will be y equals minus x plus 5. Okay, next example. We have a slope of 3 on 4 and going through this coordinate here. So that means we're going to have y equals 3 on 4x plus c. This is the coordinate we're talking about, so we're going to input x is 4, y is 1. So we've got 1 for the y value, 4 for the x value, and then we have this plus c. Now, fractions, so that 4 will cancel, and so we're left with 1 equals 3 plus c. And to get rid of the 3, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. So 1 take 3, that will be minus 2, and this will cancel. So we have c is minus 2. So the equation of this line is 3 on 4x, take away 2. So let's just repeat this process slowly. What we have to do is we are given the slope, so we express it as y equals mx plus c, and then we take the coordinate that we're given and plug it in, and crunch it for the value c, and then we restate the equation of the line. Okay, so this is the equation that describes the line with these properties. Okay, it gets a little bit more complex. So we have a graph here, and we have to find the equation of these lines. So the first one we've got is a y-intercept of 4. Now the coordinates of that point would be x is 0, y is 4. And then down here we have another set of points, which is x is 2, y is minus 2. And we're going back to a skill we've learnt previously here, which is the slope between 2 points, m, is y2 take y1 on x2 take x1. So we're just going to go through and label these coordinates, and it doesn't matter which order we label them in, as long as they have the same subscript. The pair of coordinates have the same subscript. And then we're just going to put these numbers into this formula in order to find the slope. So that's the very first step with a problem like this. So y2 is 2, y1 is 4, x2 is 2, and x1 is 0. So we've got minus 2 take 4, that'll be minus 6 on top of 2. That'll simplify to be minus 3. So the slope of this line here is minus 3. So we're going to write it like this, y equals minus 3x plus c. And then in this circumstance, we're actually given the y-intercept. It's 4, okay, which means the value of c is 4. And so therefore the equation of this line is minus 3x plus 4. So I'll just recap that what we've done here is we've connected two skills. We've found the slope between these two coordinates. We've input the slope into the slope equation, and then we've identified the value of c from the graph and stated the equation of the line. In the next example, we're going to repeat a pretty similar process, except this time we're not given the y-intercept, which means we're going to have to combine two of the skills we've already learned. So I'm going to go through and label this. Here's x1, y1, x2, y2, and the slope is y2 take y1. Now I've put brackets around this because there's going to be two negatives next to each other. On top of x2 take x1, and we'll evaluate this. 4 take negative 1, that'll be positive 5. 2 take negative 8, that'll be positive 10. And so that'll simplify to be a half. So the slope of this line is y equals half x plus c. Okay, now we're just going to repeat the process we learnt right at the start, okay, where we identified the slope and we input the coordinates. So we've got this line and it's going through both of these points. So it doesn't matter which one of them we choose because they will both generate the same answer. And so it's often just easier to go with the smaller numbers because there's less multiplication involved, and the positive numbers as well, because then you don't have to worry about positive and negative operations. So you could use this coordinate, but I'm going to use this coordinate here, which tells me when x is 2, y is 4. So I'm going to plug those values in. Here is 4, half times 2 plus c. All right, so I've inputted y is 4, I've inputted x is 2, and now let's evaluate it. 4 is half times 2 plus c. I've just restated the same thing here. Half times 2 is 1 plus c. And if we evaluate that, we'll get c is 3. And so therefore the equation of